Hey there. I'm taking a look at your PDF. Sorry for the delay. Sick kid at home, and then I got sick, so my voice sounds terrible. I might be coughing, but I wanted to give you your PDF feedback before too much time had passed. So I think this is awesome content. I do have some thoughts about design as well as the content itself. So yeah, take it or leave it, but I think that this outside perspective might help. So in terms of the strategy of what you're sharing in here, I think it's too much, honestly, to share both the exercise and the nutrition all at once. It feels a little bit scarier, a little bit less attainable, and it feels like a lot. Like if I look at day one, this looks like an overwhelming page to me as a new person coming into this. It's not clear to me which part, very clearly is exercise part and which part very clearly is the food part. Like I think you would need to have a very clear visual delineation between the two. But I honestly really, really strongly recommend that you take out the nutrition from this document entirely. I think the promise of the document is that it's the 7-day couch to working out guide. It's not a dietary guide. I think that the information you provide in terms of diet is really, really important and helpful, but it is deserving of its own ebook. And when I read the nutrition stuff, it doesn't really, if I don't take any action on it, it's not really going to settle in for me. Like feeling the thickness and size of the food compared to my palm feels like something that needs an action. So I just really think you should pull out the food stuff and entirely focus this on just the exercise. I like your cover page. I think you're doing great here. A lot of people have trouble making a decent looking cover. I do think that this shift your lifestyle habits 1 day at a time bit is a little bit hard to read down here. I know you tried to utilize that space, but maybe doing a white gradient that comes in from the left or from the bottom might make it easier to read. Or add this as subtext in this square. Just make the square a little bit bigger, taller, and put this line of text underneath the headline above your name in a smaller font, and maybe just center the box itself since it's going to be taller. So that's my recommendation there. When you get to this secondary page, I'm glad that you didn't try to make the text readable on top of this busy image. It really does need white to be able to be read, but I still think it's too much going on here. You'd be better off just having a white page with your text. Center text is always harder to read than left aligned text. I would say just make stuff left aligned and then have your images be just on the right or on the left or on the top or on the bottom to support that text. And then I also put together a quick Canva page just of something I was thinking of. So if you simplify this document so that each page is just about the exercise, then I would suggest something along these lines. I just went into Canva, I picked an image of stretching. This is one of their paid images. You can probably find something on Unsplash that's similar and pretty that you could use, but this is really nicely laid out for putting text underneath. So it has all these lines on it since it's a paid image, has watermarks, but pretend those aren't there. I would just keep it very clean, very precise, one action per page, a pretty image, the headline, what day it is, what the activity is, your little summary sentence, and then it would be great to think of this as kind of like a workbook that they could potentially print out. And so to that end, I made a little box here. It doesn't have to be pink. I just thought pink looked nice with her shoe, has pink on it. That just says, I did it, day one complete. So they have a feeling of satisfaction as they move from day to day, and then it becomes more of an actionable guide. So I think if you followed that recipe throughout and pulled out the nutrition stuff and created a whole other PDF for that, because I think it's really great stuff, I think it would look a lot more cohesive and clean. And also I love, love, love this image of you. You might even consider putting that on the first page to instead of the food image, especially if we're focusing this document on exercise now, if you take my advice. If you just do the 7-day couch to working out and then you have that image of you sitting on the bench, I guess it would be a better image if it was of you walking or stretching or something, but just a little hint at you and on the cover would be awesome. It's a great picture. You can put your name next to your picture. So that's just an idea there. But even if you just left it at the bottom, because that made sense as well, and you replaced this image, this food image, with something more exercisey, I think that would be great. So I hope that helps. Those are my thoughts, and I think this is great content, and I wish you the best in your business. Thanks.